Good evening and welcome to the Select Board meeting of September 8, 2025 in Room 3 at Town Hall. First item on the agenda, gentlemen, is the signing of the warrant.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to sign the warrant.
I would second that, Mr. Chairman.
And that is unanimous. The next item is approval of regular session minutes of August 18th.
Yeah, motion to approve the regular session minutes of the Select Board of August 18th, 2025.
I would second that, Mr. Chairman.
And that is unanimous. Public hearings, we have a public hearing with the Hoboken Citizens Club concerning an amendment to the all-alcohol club license, alteration of the premises outdoor dining. Good evening. I have to ask you to identify yourselves, even though everyone in town already knows you.
Yeah. John Manini.
Yeah, Louis Piazza.
Good to see you, gentlemen. So I announced why we're here. What can you tell us? This is your commercial plug.
Well, it's just a little outdoor, it's a 15 by 20 roughly, and it's just a little deck. We're going to have a television, a small bar, and just like some guys want to have nice weather, watch the football game out there, or we're not going to rent the space to people. It's just going to be, when the weather's nice, we might start the grill, have some hamburgers and hot dogs after playing golf, but it's just going to be a little outdoor thing, and then when the weather's bad, it'll be closed. But we don't have any plans for any big activities.
Any questions, gentlemen?
Mr. Chairman, I don't, and all paperwork is in order with the department heads and whatnot, and I've seen the deck. It's a very well-built, very nice deck. It adds a lot to the outskirts of the club itself, too, that you could have this type of entertainment for the people. And it might, if you don't have any, I can make a motion.
Yeah, the only thing I did today, I checked with the inspections department. They said everything is fine as well.
Just to touch on that, Paul, each of the department heads approved it. The building commissioner said there's no issues with the outdoor dining with the newly constructed deck. Town planner said they did receive a special permit back in 2022. There's more than sufficient parking. Fire chief had no issues as well after he inspected, and likewise with the police chief. Can I have a motion, please?
Motion, Mr. Chair.
There's no one from the public present. Is there anyone from the public that would like to speak on this matter?
We got two people here. I don't know if they want to speak.
Check and see.
No, I think that for the transfer of the liquor store.
Yeah, they're on Zoom for the next one.
Exactly, right. And therefore, if there's no public comment, then I make a motion to approve the application filed by the Hoboken Citizens Club, John Manini being the manager, to allow for outdoor dining at their newly constructed deck. And this deck was also, like Selectman Chairman O'Loughlin mentioned, Zoning Board of Appeals did approve this deck, and all paperwork is in order.
And that's an amendment to the liquor license as well, right, Rick?
Yeah, it's an amendment to the all-alcohol license, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. At the end, yeah.
I would second that, Mr. Chairman.
That's unanimous. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All set, gentlemen.
Guys, huh?
Nice to see you.
Good night.
See, we sure will.
Take care.
See you, take care.
The next matter on the agenda is, I'm going to try this, Yajar Liquors, Inc., a transfer of the package store all alcohol license, ledger license to the Middlesex Savings Bank. And we'll see if my pronunciation was anywhere close. I believe that's the gentleman that are on.
Yeah, we got Thomas who wants to speak.
Thomas Trout.
The attorney.
Yep.
Good evening.
Mr. Chair, members of the board, Attorney Tom Truax of Salem, appearing on behalf of the proposed licensee, Yogi Raj Liquors. And with me virtually, I believe, is Mr. Kamlesh Mandavia. He's the sole principal of the corporation. He's also the proposed license manager. The underlying transaction is fairly straightforward. It is a sale of substantially all the assets of the current licensee, Papa New Corp. GBA Milford Package Store, located at 270 North Main Street in Milford. It is also a sale of the real estate upon which where the business is located. As you mentioned, Middlesex Savings Bank is involved. They are providing financing for both the purchase of the real estate and of the business. And as collateral for their loans, they're asking this board approval of a pledge of the liquor license. As for his experience, Mr. Mandavia, he comes before you with approximately 1 year of liquor store experience working as a manager at Barrels Liquors in Somerville the past year. Most prior working years has been working in IT, but in 2024 he made a decision he wanted to make a change and a career change, and so his liquor store journey began with Barrels and now with his purchase of the Milford store. I know from speaking with him, I've been doing this for 44 years. He's a smart gentleman. I know Middlesex Savings Bank is very impressed with him, and they're very eager to get this transaction closed. And so they're going to have they'll be fine handling this store as the new owner. Finally, he is tip certified. As for operation, he intends to keep the same store hours, the same store layout, employees to be retained so long as they want to stay, and which will help continuity at the store. And all in all, the store is pretty much going to be a turnkey operation from the current ownership team to Mr. Mandavia, and we would be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Gentlemen?
Mr. Chairman, I don't have any questions. I thought everything was well explained by Attorney Tom Truex. And also going over the paperwork, everything is in order. Everything filled out properly. Various department heads have no objections and approved. I really have no further questions on this, Mr. Chair.
You want to read the department head review? I don't have any questions.
There's no questions whatsoever
Okay.
from the department heads. They
Okay.
had no issues.
Yeah, so we're going to have two motions, Mr. Chair, right? One for the transfer and one for the
Public
For the
hearing.
pledge.
approval of the pledge.
Oh, public hearing. Is there anyone present that would like to speak on this matter? The only people online that are speaking have already been heard.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, then therefore I make a motion to approve the application filed by Yogaji Liquors, doing business as Milford Package Store, for the transfer of the package store all alcohol license held by Beaupre Corporation, doing business as Milford Package Store of 270 Main Street. So we need approval for that, and also we'll need approval for the pledge of the license to Middlesex Savings Bank, and all paperwork is in order. The new manager will be Kemlish Montevia.
Okay, so
Just one at a time. We'll do the transfer first.
Sure.
I would second the transfer of the license.
That's unanimous.
And also I make a motion for the pledge of license to Middlesex Savings.
And I would second that as well.
And that is unanimous. Thank you, Attorney Truax.
Thank you, sir.
Great. Very much. Good night.
Have a good night.
Next item on the agenda is scheduled appointments, the fire chief concerning the new ambulance contract. Come on up, gentlemen.
Mr. Chairman, good evening, board members. So it's an exciting time for emergency medical services in Milford tonight. Here to introduce a new provider, a new company, Coastal Transportation Systems, Coastal EMS. So for a little history, in about February this year, we released an RFP, proposals looking for services. We wanted to make a change, and we wanted to get back to where our services were before. And that's not to take anything away from Community EMS. They've served us with excellent service since 2011. They've been here for 14 years.
Right.
But we wanted to get back to a different model, a two-paramedic model per ambulance, and we were able to achieve that through a great proposal from Coastal EMS. And they also serve the hospital. They do all the transfer work and all the emergency transfer and interfacility transfer work out of the hospital. So I'd like to introduce everybody if we could. Take a moment to do that. On my right, Mr. Mark Contardo. He's the Chief Operations Officer. And then to his right is Mr. Kevin Mont. He's the, and I'm going to get the titles, the Vice President of Emergency Medical Services and Public Health. And then to our back in the first row, I have Vice President and General Counsel, Mr. Mike Cass. And then I have the Chief Quality Officer and Executive Vice President of Clinical Care, Mr. Mike Peretti. So we're in really good hands with Coastal EMS. You've probably seen their trucks coming through, or their ambulances coming through town often now. They have a base in Ashland. And we are looking to transition to this new service November 3rd. So it's a little bit earlier than what the other contract expires, but we feel we're going to be ready to go on November 3rd, and there's no change in garaging. So Coastal's going to move into the same facility, the same base that Community EMS has now. All the legalities, the leases have been worked out with that. That was probably, I would say, our biggest obstacle to overcome, was to figure out where can we garage the ambulances. So there's going to be no change in that. I also appreciate Deputy Chief's work, Mike Dottori. He helped me out a lot with this. This was, there was some work to do here, and we wanted to make sure that the town was getting the best service that we could, and also to Chief DeCino behind me with his input. So you already know we work very well together. So all that totaled, we'd like to sign a new contract that we worked on in earnest to bring some nice features to the town and to bring what I would say is an upgraded service, just in the 2 paramedic model.
Could you just touch on that a little bit, Chief, so that the general public has a better sense of
Absolutely.
what the model today is? And
So right now, it's a paramedic basic model. So it's still considered advanced life support, but instead of 2 paramedics being on an ambulance, we have 1 paramedic. The other person is an EMT basic, right? So right now, in the town, during the day, I have 3 paramedics on duty. With this changing contract, we're going to have 4 paramedics on duty. That's how we started the contract in 2011. A few years ago, it transitioned to the paramedic basic model, which, you know, we allowed the change. It was, we tried it, right? But we felt when we did the RFP, we wanted to go back to the way things used to be, and we felt better. We were better served at that time, and so we asked for that type of service. Sure.
any questions, John?
No, just a comment. Like I says, I'm very excited, too, about the way we're being covered now with 2 paramedics 24/7, and also with the contractor's backup coverage in case you need extra services or extra vehicles and whatnot, that they're all there as well. I think we're in very good hands with this company, and I appreciate the work you all have done, and especially, too, for your, the higher officers to come to the meeting tonight, too. We really appreciate that as a select board, and also the chief and deputy chief for their work in getting this together and for the protection of the town. And to me, I think it's the highest grade, and we really appreciate it.
And
Thank you.
Ms. Kelly, just to clarify, so there are going to be 2 dedicated ambulances, 4 paramedics, 24
Right,
hours a
right.
day, 7 days a week.
That is something. That's very good. Thank you.
So that's one of my questions I was going to ask, is how many vehicles are going to be stationed in the community at all times? So it's 2.
2 dedicated, but they're very well versed to back themselves up, and then we'll just resort to the regular mutual aid system if they were not available for a backup truck. But we have 2 ambulances, 2 paramedic staffed ambulances, advanced life support, dedicated to the town 24/7.
And the only other question I have is more for procedural, and only because what we just went through with the structure of the fire department, because we had lieutenants, deputy chief, and now we have the captains, so that we know who is, when we get to a scene, who's the authority at the scene. So now I have this question. We have all these paramedics in town now. There is a scene. What's the rank and file? How do you decide at that, who's the ultimate authority?
Sure. So we will rely on the higher level of care, right? So the paramedics are going to be treating the patient. Fire department takes a command status, right? So we're going to help with treating the patient, We can't do some of the advanced skills that the paramedics can do.
Okay.
We'll be there to help move the patient, move equipment, bleeding control, CPR, things like that, and also are there in an incident command role to summons more resources if we need, or what have you.
Okay, thank you. Sure. Thank you.
Yeah, I won't be asking any questions while they're working, especially from the guy they're working on. I think it's a good move to have, both of the units being staffed by paramedics, as well as the ability to transport in both vehicles. You could get that multiple casualties. We've seen it several times. I do see your ambulances all over town. Up on Route 140, probably going to and from the hospital, but even the senior care places, I see them coming in and out. So, they're very, very visible. I have no questions of you. I think that this was a good move. I know it's something you worked hard on, Chief and Deputy Chief, that you had indicated in the very beginning that was your focus. So you accomplished your goal, and it's to the benefit of the public.
Thank you.
That's who all of you serve, so we really appreciate your work.
Motion, Chief?
Please.
Therefore,
Excuse me, Ms. Meska, could you authorize the chief to sign the contract
sure.
on our behalf?
Yeah. Therefore, Mr. Chairman, I move that the Select Board approve and award the emergency ambulance services contract to Coastal EMS LLC as recommended by Chief Mark Nelson and Deputy Chief DeTore, and that Chief Mark Nelson has the authority to sign the contract for the service.
I would second that, Mr. Chairman.
That is unanimous.
Okay. And with Mr. Contardo also?
If he would like to sign tonight, and then I'll have the board sign also. Yep.
Absolutely.
It's up to him, though. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you coming.
Thank you.
They did not use the middle initial.
Painless.
And then
Nice to have you.
have them sign now. You can take it and get it back. Yeah, I don't want to do it. Yeah. You guys want to sign it, Will? And Chief will get you a copy, or we'll get you a copy.
Want us to sign under the chief?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, Mark signs. My bad.
Chief was authorized to sign.
Yeah, my bad. You can take it, Mark. You want to sign?
Welcome to town.
No, it doesn't matter.
Thank you very, very much. Welcome.
Welcome to town. See you, Councilman.
You're welcome.
Welcome.
You're
Take
welcome.
care, gentlemen. Thank you.
See you now. Thanks, guys.
This is Robbie's. Next item on the agenda is the Police Chief Rob Tassino concerning the hiring policy to police officer level positions. Chief?
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, members of the board. So what you have before you, first of all, I want to thank the town administrator. I want to thank Mr. Villani for working with me on this. I also want to thank our legal department for their advice in working with this. And just to give you a little, for your own edification, a little backstory, how we ended up here. So a couple of the local colleges, when I say local, I mean in the Commonwealth, they really took a proactive step in making programs where people go to college and attend a police academy at the same time. Now, this wasn't a thing back in the day when I started this, and it certainly wasn't when Attorney O'Loughlin started. We didn't do those things. But they do them now, and, this came to light because about a month ago, I was approached by one of the lieutenants, and they said, "Chief, there's a job fair that they want us to go to." And I said, "Really?" And they explained this whole thing to me. Well, unfortunately, the way our system was set up, it really didn't help us in hiring people. And as you know, this profession has seen a significant drop in applicants. But just to reassure the board, the current policies that we have in place with hiring and recruiting our dispatchers, and that was something you and I were very passionate about. We've offered these paths to them, and a lot of the dispatchers are either happy with their current position, which is a great thing, or a couple just weren't ready to go to an academy. But we're not looking to deviate from anything that we're doing. We're just looking to expand our options, right? So what you have before you is you actually have a copy of Policy and Procedure 4.23, which goes over how we hire initial officers for the police department. And I think we have a great program here, and I think it's very well spelled out. And I know Chairman does too, because he wrote this. So going through this, if you look in, it's actually when you get down to the subsections, and in the section 4 where it says that the candidates who pass the examination or who fall into one exempted categories in H below will be considered further processing based on the criteria below, not necessarily in any order of importance. So as you go down to the requirements and what we make them as preference, we go down into H, right? And it says in subsection H, the following are exempted categories in which the applicant is not required to take an entrance exam, and it goes down one step below. And you have one full-time law enforcement officer from any law enforcement agency, a Milford Public Safety dispatcher. This is what I just explained. We do have a lot of officers that are currently in the process to lateral to Milford. Again, we're just trying to expand our candidate pool. And then it says, a former Milford police officer would like to withdraw and reinstatement. Absolutely. I proposed a section 3, and that was in what I wrote to you, is adding a section 3. And my section 3, and again, I worked on this with our legal department. Subsection 3 would read as follows. Any applicant that has completed an approved MPTC, Massachusetts Police Training Council Police Academy, with post-certification and the required college associate's degree of 60 credits or higher. We'd also like to add to that, and I spoke to Attorney Villani today, we'd like to add to that or credible military service. So we'd like to add that in at the end of that. So basically, the way this reads is you have somebody, let's say, on a GI Bill, comes home, goes to one of the colleges, I believe Fitchburg State. They go through the college program, and in that they graduate, and they also have a MPTC certification and a post-certification. Well, we'd like to look at this candidate. Though they haven't been a police officer before, I really think that's a moot point. Sometimes you're better off getting an apple off the tree. And I know that there's a lot of interest from these candidates that want to come here. So I put that before the board. I'm not looking to really change anything. I just want to add to it with this subsection.
Just the point of what the chief touched on, so that you're aware, is when this policy was put together, it wasn't as prominent. So you take Fitchburg State University, they developed their criminal justice program was there. What they did is they added a 5th year. So if you go to criminal justice at Fitchburg State and you go into the academy program, you will not only earn your bachelor's, you'll also earn a master's, and you will have completed the police academy in full. So they actually hold the police academy there during the day. I saw on Facebook just the other day that they were doing, shooting. So they go to the range. Everything that you do in a police academy, they accomplish while attending college. So you're going to get a candidate in what the chief is proposing, that if they finish that program, they're certified by the state training council, they're certified by post, they have a master's and a bachelor's. That's the quality of the candidate.
No-brainer.
So you've had the difference in academy, they have eyes on that recruit for 6 months. So they get a good feel of whether this person is going to cut it or not. These folks have their eyes on them for 5 years. So the quality level is going to increase, what you see, because they'll wash them out of the program as they would in academy. I think great idea when I saw it. Very,
Yeah.
very.
Sure is.
And as the chief touched on, police departments across this country are starving for help. You go back 15 years ago, City of Boston would have a list of 2,000 applicants. Well, you can't get 200 now. So things have changed. Milford PD, and much of it is the relationship between the police and the community, as well as the benefit package that we provide to our police officers. People want to come here and work. So we've never ever had to really worry about finding, recruits, new people. So I think this is a great idea. It opens up another pool of candidates for the chief. So I would urge us to approve this.
Mr. Chair, too, I studied this too, I made some notes too, where, where you would have the exemption of taking the written exam. This isn't about lowering standards in today's day and age. Again, this amendment is about refining them.
Right.
Like I put, we need officers today who can think on their feet, who connect with the citizens and the residents, and upholds the value of this town. You can't get that from a written exam. You get that from the person, chief. So again, the written exam, if it's not helping to find these type of people, then we should definitely go along with Chief Tizino was recommending and requesting, and I would make a motion providing Mr. Welch has something to say.
Well, Chief, I think it's a great idea, and when I was looking it over, all I could think about, and Paul can appreciate this with our years in the school committee, we saw it at the high school level when the colleges were coming in and grabbing kids at the high school level that were seniors and allowing them to take courses, college-level courses, to advance them, so when they get in there in the fall of their freshman year, they're ahead, which will hopefully give them an opportunity. But having spent my life in the automobile industry, we still are in the same situation that you're in. You can't find any help. So the Massachusetts Dealers Association, the same as the Police Association, is out of their mind. So what they've done is they've gone to the schools, Mass Bay, that offer automotive college programs. They come out with an associate's degree. Now those schools are going into the vocationals, Blackstone, Tri-County, and they're saying to the students that are in those programs, we're going to allow you to start taking college-level courses while you're still a senior to move you along through the pipeline so we can get you out in the field with your associate's degree, with your certifications, to get you out into the workforce sooner. This is a carbon copy of it. It works. I've seen it. I've experienced it. I think it's a great idea.
I have a motion.
Yes, sure. Mr. Chair, I make a motion to amend the Personnel Section Policy 4.23 to authorize the Milford Police Department, with the oversight of the chief, to exempt the entry-level police officers candidates from the written entrance exam requirement.
And I would gladly second that.
That's unanimous.
Thank you.
Anything else, chief?
Nothing else?
Good.
No, we're good.
Good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Take care. See you.
Next item on the agenda is the town administrator's report. No problem.
Yes, 4 items tonight. One, I think most people know, but we do have a Stage 4 mandatory outside water usage ban. It went into effect on August 19th. Unfortunately, this means that residents may not use any irrigation systems, sprinklers, or hoses at any time. The second item is there is a Sierra Naturals facilities closure. We have received notice that Sierra Naturals has closed its facilities on 1 Industrial Road and 5-7 Industrial Road. That was effective last week, August 31st, 2025. Their parent company, AYR Wellness, has entered into a debt restructuring arrangement, and as a result, will be exiting the cannabis cultivation and production in Massachusetts entirely. They have surrendered their licenses, or will be, to the CCC, the Cannabis Control Commission. Third item, I'm very pleased to inform the board that the Milford Water Department has received a grant from the U.S. EPA and Mass DEP under the Emerging Contaminants in Small or Disadvantaged Communities Grant Program. The amount of this grant is $1 million, and it will be used to help rectify the PFAS issue in the Godfrey Brook well. I want to congratulate Dave Condrey and thank him on his efforts in securing this significant grant award. And the final item is just an update on the MWRTA ridership. I did speak with Brian Long, who's the chair of the committee on bus route service in Milford. A number of things have happened that have basically improved the service. One, night service. We have 2 additional loops around town in the evening. Those were added about a little over a year ago. So it makes the end time of service move from 7:45 to 9:50 p.m. We have weekend service Saturday and Sunday added on September 3rd of last year from approximately 9:17 a.m. through 5:31 p.m. We have bus stop adjustments. The courthouse stop was removed, as you know, as a result of the opening of Trader Joe's. That service was extended in December of last year within the plaza from the Target store stop to include a pass-through to Trader Joe's. Just also note that riders can still request to be dropped off at the courthouse, which the MWRTA drivers will accommodate. We now have a new program called Catch Connect. It's introduced an on-demand rider service on weekdays, allowing residents to request a curb-to-curb ride within Milford and Hopedale, similar to an Uber or a Lyft service. Requests can be made via the MWRTA Catch app or by calling the hub, with Milford service between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. We have something called the 495 Connector. They introduced a weekday shuttle service linking the MBTA commuter rail stations in South Acton, Southborough, Franklin, and Forge Park. As a result of this service, Milford has a connection with the shuttle at Milford Crossing numerous times each weekday. There will be an upcoming public meeting. They're planning a redesign of Route 14 through Milford that is intended to make the route more efficient and frequent for riders. The ridership charts do show these connections, and the extended night and weekend service has helped spike ridership numbers beginning October of last year. Mr. Long believes, as do I, the service continues to be a value add for the Milford community, and with the possibility of a more efficient and frequent service upon a potential redesign, this should continue to increase ridership and hopefully, maybe give us a little better traffic management in town. So I want to thank Brian for his hard work. He's almost a one-man show on that committee right now, but he has stayed with it, and I want to thank him for that. That's all I have tonight, gentlemen.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you.
Old business, any old business,
No,
gentlemen?
Mr. Chairman, I don't.
I do not, Mr. Chairman.
New business, A&A Fuel, Inc., DBA 109 Mobile, amendment to the package store, wine and malt, beverages license, change of manager.
Yeah, if everything is in order, Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve the application filed by A&A Fuel, Inc., doing business as 109 Mobile, of 140 Medway Road, for an amendment to its package store wine and malt beverage license for change of manager. All paperwork is in order, and the new manager would be Joseph Boudreaux.
I would second that, Mr. Chairman.
That is unanimous. The next item is the Milford Conservation Commission, a resignation. Received a resignation from Domingos Rhoda, who has served on that. We appointed him to that particular commission. And he just want to express his thanks to Rick Villani, Elizabeth Maianini, and the other commission members, and he wishes everyone well. He was honored to serve. I have a motion to accept the resignation.
A motion to accept the resignation of Domingos Rhoda from the Conservation Commission, Mr. Chair.
And I would second that, Mr. Chairman.
That's unanimous. Very bright person. So
Sure is, yep.
I know he served us well. Rick, if we could just send him just a thank you note.
Absolutely, yes.
Thank you very much. Next item on the agenda is town planner street discontinuance, portions of Wales and McGill. Didn't we already send
We
this?
did
off?
remand it, now it's looking to just put it on the town meeting, special town meeting warrant.
Yeah.
I think we kind of did, but you know,
Yeah.
I think the new town planner wanted to.
Yeah, I think we were waiting for it to come back to
Yeah,
us.
because
Right,
there was a fellow from the Maspinock Rod and Gun Club that
Correct.
actually came here, yes.
Correct, yes, yep.
Is this something we should take up with the entire warrant for the town meeting, or just accept this for now?
I would accept it for now. You're still going to have an article that will be placed with specific, more specific language than this, that you will have to approve as a board to place on the warrant.
Sure.
Have a motion, please?
A motion to approve this request from the town planner, Matthew Benoit, requesting the discontinuance portion of Wales and McGill Lane.
I would second that, Mr. Chairman.
That is unanimous. Next is Holiday Inn Express Common Victular License.
Again, Mr. Chair, I would make a motion to approve the application filed by Holiday Inn Express at 50 Fortune Boulevard for a new common victuals license. All paperwork is in order, and the manager would be Bajal Patel.
I would second that, Mr. Chairman, as well.
That is unanimous. Next item is the Fairfield Inn and Suites, Boston, Milford, Common Victular License.
And again, Mr. Chair, would make a motion to accept the application filed by Fairfield Suites, Boston, of Milford, of 1 Fortune Boulevard, for an application for a new common victuals license. All paperwork is in order, and the new manager will be Kenny Patel.
And I would second that, Mr. Chairman.
That's unanimous. The next item is a decision from dog hearing, and it says dog hearing officer, which is the town administrator.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. We did have a hearing on September 3rd. I provided a memo which includes findings of fact and a recommendation. It was a full hearing, lasted about an hour. There are a number of witnesses testifying. The recommendation is that this particular dog not be allowed outside from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. If it needs to be outside during that period, the dog shall be accompanied by a member of the Fernari family. Should the dog bark during this time, he should be immediately brought inside. During the daytime hours, if the owners are not home, the dog is kept inside the home. If the owners are home and the dog barks successfully for an unreasonable period of time, he shall immediately be brought inside. These findings, and there's one additional finding also, will be reported to the Milford Town Clerk in accordance with the statute. The finding is that the dog is a nuisance dog, not a dangerous dog. And hopefully this matter can be put behind all of the participants, and we should not have any, hopefully, further issues. So I'd be asking the board to approve the order as recommended.
I have a motion to accept the recommendation.
A motion, Mr.
Hearing
Chair,
officer.
to accept the recommendation. Again, we're not here to vilify anybody, but just to restore some balance between the two neighbors as well, where there's accountability for pet owners as well as those who live by them as well. The only thing I was going to ask, Ricky, is that last sentence where should the dog bark during this time between the hours of 10 and 7 a.m., which, of course, dogs are going to bark like people are going to talk. I was going to say, is there something that we could say that, excessively to a point of a nuisance or something like that?
Now, unfortunately, the statute itself is very vague. It says excessive. I think hopefully if it barks, it's brought inside, brought under control. That was the intent of
Okay.
the order. But your point is well taken.
Okay, thank you. Then I make a motion to accept the recommendations of the hearing officer as presented regarding the nuisance dog complaint, which was filed under Mass General Laws, Chapter 140, Section 157.
And I would second that, Mr. Chairman. And Rick, thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's unanimous. Next item is town administrator, appointment of crossing guards.
Yeah, the list is before you. There are a number of names there. We'd be looking for you. This comes from Lawrence Smith, the transportation director at the school, and she is asking that the names on the list be basically officially appointed crossing guards. They've pretty much already started. Yeah.
A motion to accept the crossing guard list that we have, Mr. Chairman. And again, to give them credit, too. I mean, they're extremely important job, making sure that the safety of the children that are crossing the streets are very well. And I believe, Chief, you also said, too, that they have some sort of deputy type of authority, too.
They're constables.
Constables, okay.
They have all the powers of a police officer.
Right, right.
That's where police officers get their powers.
Exactly. So, like I said, with them, and also, too, the time it takes, they go, they only sit there and or stand up and cross kids, but no, they got to be there at a certain time every day, and they got to leave at a certain time every day, so they got to plan their whole life accordingly to that time as well. So I give them a lot of credit, and I gladly thank them, and I make a motion to approve this list of crossing guards.
I would second that, Mr. Chairman.
And I would agree with you. I mean, some of these intersections,
Brutal.
you need eyes in the back of your head, and let alone two arms.
Right.
More like an octopus, because trying to corral young kids and keep an eye on automobiles coming from every direction is not easy. Many of the folks, if not all of them, are experienced. They've performed this service for a number of years. So I agree with you, Mr. Mazzucchelli. We should thank them for their service in protecting the children of this community.
Yeah, look at School Street and Walnut Street, that one alone.
That is unanimous. Invitation to speak. Is there anyone present that would like to speak? I don't see anyone.
No one online.
No one online. Correspondence, the Milford Retirement Board. We received from Zach Taylor, the chairperson. Please be advised that at the meeting of the Milford Retirement Board held Tuesday, August 19, 2025, the board voted to appoint Kelly Peach as the election officer to the Milford Contributory Retirement System's upcoming election of the fourth member of the Retirement Board.
No vote needed, it's just a requirement that we need to, as a retirement board, to notify you.
Yeah.
There's an upcoming election, I think it's firefighter Curley, who I think is up for election.
So we're on notice. The next item is a thank you letter addressed to the three selectmen from the Milford Legion Baseball Club. And it's on behalf of the Milford Legion Baseball Club. Thank you for your dedication to our program. We rely on the gracious support of our elected leaders to keep high-quality American Legion baseball in Milford. We especially want to thank you for awarding our 2025 team with Milford a town citation. 100 years ago, the American Legion Baseball was founded to be a pivotal life experience for our youth. In the 96th year, we are proud that Milford Legion still enjoys a reputation as one of the most successful, respected, tradition-rich teams in the state, as our measures of success go beyond baseball. The 2025 season was a historic one, as the team was the first time undefeated in the regular season. They went 20-0. They really appreciate the support of the community at large, not only coming to the games, but in wishing them well. Any questions, any concerns, any comments?
It was a very historic season, Mr. Chair, and Michael. Like I said, out of through the 96 years that they've been around, this is the first year they had an undefeated season, which I thought was fantastic, and we're proud to have them as represent us for the town of Milford, too. We appreciate that. Thank you.
I think they came
How
close to
many
the
games, how many games were mercied?
Many of them.
Yeah, there was quite a few games that were, didn't go to full length.
Especially at that stage.
Close to undefeated the one year when Representative Murray's son, Jack, was a pitcher.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've had some one loss,
And our town administrator was also a coach and a player.
not that one though, but well before that.
Yeah.
Over 50 years now ago. Long time ago.
What was the record that season?
We didn't quite have that level of success, let me leave it at that. The 3 years I played.
The next item is executive session. We do not have an executive session planned for this evening. Gentlemen, do I have a motion to adjourn?
A motion to adjourn, Mr. Chair.
And I would second that, Mr. Chairman.
That is unanimous. Thank you very much to those who attended and those who tuned in. We appreciate your being involved in town affairs. Have a great evening. Take care.
Good night.